Weather alert. Weather alert. Let's go. Here we go.
Back when they did not have a clean sheet in a victory till last week, now they have 2 consecutive.
Saturday night, the Fire welcome LAFC to Chief Beach Stadium. The pre-match show starts at 7 p.m. Listen to the match on the air on WLS AM 890 or online at WLSAM.com.
Of the Oklahoma Emergency Alert System. This message originated from the State Emergency Operations Center. In the event of an emergency, this system will bring you important information. This test is now concluded.
Animal Emergency Center, open 24/7 every
ALS related.
This is a test of the emergency alert system for the Inland Northwest region. In the event of an actual emergency, broadcasters would be bringing you important public safety information. The following tones conclude this test.
Big, and then Travis, but I would say the Manning. Thank you,
The
Scott.
rest of the state, Bozeman, sunny and 72 degrees. Helena, partly cloudy and 70. Great Falls, partly cloudy and 79. Billings, mostly sunny and 75. This is the National Weather Service Office in Missoula. The preceding signal was a test of the weather radio station West XL82's public warning system. During potentially dangerous weather situations, specially built receivers can be automatically activated by the signal to warn of the impending hazard. Tests of the signal and receiver's performance are normally conducted by the National Weather Service between 11 a.m. and noon each Wednesday. If there is a threat of severe weather, the test will be postponed to the next available. Reception of this broadcast, and especially the warning alarm, will vary at any given location. This variability, normally more noticeable at greater distances from the transmitter, can occur even though you are using a good working order. To provide the most consistent and dependable warning service possible, the warning alarm will be activated for hazardous watches and warnings from the following counties: Missoula, Lake and Ravalli. This has been a test of the NOAA weather radio warning device. We now return to normal programming. Weather in Missoula, partly.
Educating people who learn differently, offering personally guided campus tours in July and August. Learn more at landmark.edu.
And so I think something that was more international could have more of a lasting effect.
All right. Well, that's Rebecca McCarthy, climate news reporting fellow at DIST. Rebecca, thank you so much for your
Funding for Here and Now comes from the listeners of WBUR Boston and Landmark College in Putney, Vermont, commemorating 40 years of educating people who...
Later tonight, Minnesota.
Right, not to fall. Assuming I can get them. There goes KGGL. as well.
What's up, KBAZ?
This concludes this test of the emergency alert system. We're talking now.
Coming up tomorrow night, the one and only Luke Bryan. Everybody knows who Luke Bryan is.
Residential is 30 days, commercial sometimes varies 60, 90, and 120 days.
Yeah, no, the presets are kind of off, so I have to go back and reset them. So, yeah.
The civil authorities have issued a required liquid test for all of California, all of Nevada, all of Oregon, and all of Washington beginning at 2 p.m. and ending at 3 p.m. Test message equals open cap EAS feed configuration test message.
Right legs. Hi.
Family life today. Noticeable at greater distances from the transmitter can occur even though you're using a good quality receiver in good working order. To provide the most consistent and dependable warning service possible, the warning alarm will be activated for hazardous watches and warnings. Lincoln. This has been a test of the new weather radio warning device. We now return to normal programming. Official National Weather Service forecast for Missoula and Bitterroot Valleys today.
Test alert. Test alert.
Yeah, can I deliver a message to KUFM right now? Fuck you for testing behind my back. I thought you guys would have conducted the monthly, well, later than this? But no. KUFM do whatever the fuck they want. Liberals. KUFM, you suck at originating monthlies. I hope you know that.
79, mostly clear. Feelings lows in the mid-70s to lower 50s. West winds to 15 miles an hour. Thursday, sunny. Highs in the 80s. Thursday night, mostly clear. Lows in the mid-40s to lower 50s. Friday. This is the National Weather Service Office in Missoula. The preceding signal was a test of the weather radio station West XL25's public warning system. During potentially dangerous weather Saturday night and Sunday, most receivers can be automatically activated by the signal to warn of the impending hazard. Tests of the signal and receiver's performance are normally conducted by the National Weather Service between 11 a.m. and noon each Wednesday. If there is a threat of severe weather, the test will be postponed. This is the National Weather Service Office in Missoula. Reception of this broadcast, and especially the warning alarm, will vary at any given location. Public warning system variability. During potentially dangerous weather situations, specially built receivers can be automatically activated by the signal to warn of the impending hazard. Tests of the signal and receiver's performance are normally conducted by the National Weather Service between 11 a.m. and noon each Wednesday. If there is a threat of severe weather, the test will be postponed to the next available good weather day. Reception of this broadcast, and especially the warning alarm, will vary at any given location. This variability, normally more noticeable at greater distances from the transmitter, can occur even though you are using a good quality receiver in good working order. To provide the most consistent and dependable warning service possible, the warning alarm will be activated for hazardous watches and warnings for the following counties: Flathead, Lake, and Lincoln. This has been a test of the NOAA radio warning device. We now return 30.1. Now for the official national. Shallow spell and precipitous and falling. Around the rest of...
Again, this is thousands of different species of organisms that we're talking about here. It's not this sort of monolithic group known as phytoplankton. It's very diverse.
Before I let you go, I think one big picture question, phytoplankton is already everywhere. You described being able to see it from the sky, from space, even though it's tiny. How much work is needed to really make a dent?
Questions about...
To the Southern Ocean to do these sorts of campaigns on a large scale to add the nutrients. We need much more science on what exactly is growing in these phytoplankton blooms. But scientists are pretty sure that with the relatively small inputs of these nutrients, we can actually bloom up these phytoplankton and sequester carbon the natural way, as opposed to these technological advances that might be years down the road to fully scale up.
That's Matt Simon, Senior Staff Writer at GRIST. Matt, thanks for your time.
And thanks for having me.
Station WHO.
Learn differently. Still accepting applications for the fall 2025 semester. .edu.
Oh, what? Bruh. I think I got a glimpse of KGGL.
weather feed. K, UMS, White Sulphur Springs. K, GPR, Great Falls. K, UHM, Helena. K, APC, UMW, Dillon. K. Kalispell, K, EWG, Dillon, K, EUK, Eureka, K.
At a news conference, North Carolina Governor Josh Stein says resources are ready for ERA.
This station along West 91.5 here.
And 200 National Guard troops to various locations on the coast, along with boats, high-clearance vehicles, and aircraft. We have on standby some Chinooks from Georgia, ready to transport food and water if it becomes necessary. Aaron could re-intensify into a major hurricane. This is an entirely different weather issue. National Weather Service lead forecaster Bob Orvik says the Mercury...
This station will be featured for yet another compilation later this afternoon, along with KMON over there, possibly KSCN question mark, but we'll mainly focus on these guys right down here, and also 91.5 as well.
It's on our...
Enter case numbers later today.
So yeah, stay tuned for that compilation. North Dakota, I absolutely hate you right now. Why the fuck did you test this late in the month?
This is a coordinated monthly test of the broadcast stations of your area. We're testing equipment that can quickly warn you during emergencies. If this had been an actual emergency, an official message would have followed the alert sound.
You absolutely suck, North Dakota. Specifically KFYR in Bismarck. Y'alls were supposed to originate this month on the exact date it was posted. The fact that y'alls had to wait... What day is this? 20th? Y'all's had to wait 2 additional weeks to finally conduct a monthly? That is utterly inconsistent of you guys. Just why? Why must you deceive me? Unbelievable.
Tourists are worrying about Hurricane Erin.
You know, we were a little nervous about it.
But now public shelters are no longer considered protected areas by the Department of Homeland Security.
I'm attorney at Cindy Road, and there's an important message for all who ride motorcycles. Accidents happen. But when it comes to motorcycle accidents, there are no fender benders. Injuries are usually severe and life-changing. If you do one thing today, protect yourself by calling your insurance agent and make sure that you have at least $100,000 in uninsured and underinsured coverage. If you have questions or if you've been injured, call us at 888-98-TWINS. At Shenderovich and Fishman, we've got your back, not your wallet.
Hi, I'm your cancel. Swing by Goodwill and drop me off. Donating me helps Goodwill's mission to provide career training and support.
The responsibility of U.S. troops on the ground. The Trump administration does not recognize Nicolas Maduro as Venezuela's legitimate president, while Maduro has vowed to deploy more than 4 million militia members in response.
Goodwill, where your teams start new lives.
I'm Larry Richard. Join me in the Big K Morning Show weekdays starting at 5:30.
You know, I'm not a Republican, but I listen to you because you speak moderately and reasonably and softly and decently, and I really appreciate that.
And muscles, regulating hormones, and even strengthening your immune system. And these are the reasons why a lack of sleep.
Call her. She obviously hasn't heard me yell at people and call them pendejos. But thank you, I appreciate that. I'll take the compliments as often as I can get them. And let's...
This is a statewide required monthly test for the emergency alert system, originating from the Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency, Harrisburg. This is only a test.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Michael Toscano. The latest advisory from the National Hurricane Center describes tropical storm conditions now. I'm Michael Toscano. The Waves off-road dance at North.
This is a coordinated monthly local test of the emergency alert system originating from the EAS local primary station for this area. Equipment that can quickly warn you during emergencies is being tested. If this were an EAS actual emergency, such as a tornado, a toxic material release, nuclear plant accident, or a...
Which is the foundation of work that leads...
So let's just knee-jerk reaction to go in the opposite direction. That's right. Just of the EAS system.
Which is that Russia occupies a substantial portion of Ukraine, about 20%. But to give up additional territory...
War of the world. The H.G. Wells story, and he's rolling over in his grave, comes to the screen once again, but this one is abysmal. When you think back to the one in the 50s with Gene...
Emergencies is being tested. If this were an EAS actual emergency, such as a tornado, a toxic material release, nuclear plant accident, or other state or local emergency that affects your safety, official messages would have followed the alert tone. This station serves the Southeast Michigan local operation.
says the rehab process has been tedious, saying it's 6 days a week and starting to get a little bit better. Tatum went on to say the first 6 weeks of the process were probably the toughest of his life. He's expected to miss the majority of...
Oh, no. No! A guy named... Imagine, like, walking tall and... No! White is evil. And with that comes a derivative mention of white, a tradition. Anything that's tradition.
Pike West attracted.
This is a coordinated monthly local test of the emergency alert system originating from the EAS local primary station for this area. Equipment that can quickly warn you during emergencies is being tested. If this were an EAS actual emergency, such as a tornado, a toxic material release, nuclear plant accident, or other state or local emergency that affects your safety, official messages would have followed the alert tone. This station serves the Southeast Michigan local operational area. This concludes this test of the EAS system. And need help to stay in or...
Everyone we meet, hey, with a monkey.
At 3:50 p.m. and ending at 4:50 p.m. This is a coordinated monthly test of the Kentucky Emergency Alert System. Kentucky Emergency Alert System, in cooperation with federal, state, and local officials. The test of the Kentucky Emergency Alert System, in cooperation with federal, state, and local officials. Broad monthly test of the Kentucky Emergency Alert System, in cooperation with federal, state, and local officials. Broadcasters are testing equipment to ensure that you may be quickly warned in the event of an emergency. This has been a required monthly test of the EAS network. No action is needed. This is only a test.
Tonight, we got a great...
Or anywhere.
Washington beginning at 2 p.m. and ending at 3 p.m. Test message equals Open Cap EAS feed configuration test message. Uncomfortable. Remote. Attack door to door. Please leave immediately.
Thanks for joining us for Focus on Family with Jim Bibb.
Got it.
Operation set.
Got that one. This is KXNT.
federal, state, and local officials use EAS to keep you informed in the event of an emergency or disaster to your local radio, TV stations, and cable providers. This test helps ensure that the EAS participants are ready to provide information in a crisis. This concludes today's test for the emergency alert system.
That's about as far as I'm going with Nevada. So, next couple hours will be Utah's turn. So yeah, stay tuned for that. KSL originated. And that is all the monthlies for August. We are officially done.
Until midnight and clearing. Lows near 50. Saturday through Sunday. This is the National Weather Service Office in Missouri. The preceding signal was a test of the weather radio station. to warn of the impending hazard. Receivers can be automatically activated by the signal to warn of the impending hazard. Tests of the signal and if there is a threat of severe weather, the test will be postponed to the next available good weather day. Reception of this broadcast, and especially the warning alarm, will vary at any given location. This variability, normally more noticeable at greater distances from the transmitter, can occur even though you are using a good quality receiver in good working order. To provide the most consistent and dependable
Of course, this thing didn't go off.
The warning alarm will be activated for hazardous watches and warnings for the following counties: Missoula, Lake and River Valley. This has been a test of the no-weather radio warning device. We now return to normal programming. Now for the official National Weather Service forecast for Missoula and Bitterroot valleys today. Slight chance of rain in the morning, then rain likely early in the afternoon. Rain showers likely and a chance of thunderstorms late in the afternoon. Chance of precipitation 80%. Some thunderstorms may produce heavy rainfall. Highs in the mid-70s to lower 80s. Tonight, rain showers likely and a slight chance of thunderstorms until midnight, then rain.
Okay, so synopsis. The hell was that? Oh. What? OG 120 activated. 2019 model 120. CL100. I didn't have the weather alert function on for this, so, but this went off. Sidekick went off. And same thing with this, I didn't have the weather alert function on. Just this button down there. 310 activated. Focus. Thank you. 8505 activated. 400 activated. HH. Year 50. And then with this being kind of iffy in terms of the signal because I had to charge it because I'm getting prepared for the flooding event that is supposed to happen later today, going into the extent of tomorrow. So yeah, you'll see that compilation depending on when I specifically upload the tests compilation. So yeah, stay tuned for that.
From the listeners of WBUR Boston and your NPR station, and from Road Scholar, celebrating 50 years of transformative learning adventures for adults in over 100 countries. Learn more at roadscholar.org/explore.
It's going to be about these early warnings and really community involvement from the officials down to the people to get ahead of this and actually protocols in place beforehand.
That's Matt Sonovan, Senior Staff Writer at Grizz. Thanks, Matt. Thank you. Here and Now is a production of NPR and WBUR. I'm Rob Schmitz.
I'm Robin Young. This is Here and Now.
Funding for Here and Now comes
I
from
am
the listeners
Christina
of
Berger,
WBUR
Director at
Boston
UM Bitterroot
and
College,
your NPR station, and from Road Scholar, celebrating 50 years of transformative learning adventures for adults in over 100 countries. Learn more at Road.
Yellowstone Public Radio is KEM.
MTPR, you suck.
KUFB Browning.
no small amount of fun. From APM, American Public Media, this is Performance Today. I'm Fred Child. Coming up, some recent concert highlights, including Tenebrae by Osvaldo Golijov, exploring the irreconcilable contrasts in human experience. Plus, this music by Richard Wagner, highlights from his opera Die Meistersinger, exploring the meaning of love. And Bruce Adolph will join us with this week's musical game, our piano puzzler, and highlights from recent concerts, coming up during this hour of PT.
Live from NPR News, I'm Lakshmi Singh. Just days into the new school